All praises to the Most High. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to do this lesson titled, Stop Running from the Most High. And I'm going to start with Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 32 through 35. And it reads, Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me, days without number. 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore thou hast taught the wicked ones thy ways. So the Most High is asking us, why are you trimming your way to seek love? Why are you chasing all this carnal stuff? Why are you going after all these pagan days? Why don't you do the things I said in the scriptures? I gave you holy days. Do the things the way I said it. Verse 34. Also in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocents. I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these. So the Lord, He sees everything that we're doing because He's omnipotent. Verse 35. Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent, surely His anger shall turn from me. Behold, I will plead with thee, because thou sayest, I have not sinned. So you got to remember, what Paul said in Romans, how we've all sinned and come short of the glory. And if our people continue in doing all these pagan days and doing all these things that are contrary to the scriptures, that's sinning. And he said, for the wages of sin is death. And from there, I'm going to be in the book of Jeremiah for a bit, Jeremiah 4, and I'm going to read verse 21 to 22. And it reads, How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? So he's asking again, how long is he going to have to continue to see this? Because it hurts the Most High seeing this. But he's not going to sit back and continue to watch it. He's going to act. That's why he's punishing the world as we speak. Verse 22. Salakia. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. He says, my people, they're foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. And sottish, that only means stupid. He says, they are stupid children. And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. This is what the Lord is saying. He says, our people, they're wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. And now from there, I'm going to go to Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 21 through 29. And that reads, Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord. He says, you should fear me. Will you not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree? He's talking about his attributes here, how he made the oceans, the stars, he made the moon, the sun. And he's saying how the waves, they go back and forth at his order. Let me read that again. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord. Will you not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over. He's saying they're only going to go as far as he tells them and commands those waves. But if he tells them to go up on the shore and go wash a whole bunch of houses down, then that's what they're going to do. Verse 23. But this people hath a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolt and gone. So now the Lord is saying how our people, they're just being so rebellious that they won't listen to him. Verse 24. Neither say they in their heart, Let us now fear the Lord, our God, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter, in his season. He reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. So the Lord is saying how he's the one that gives everything. He's the one that supplies our needs according to his riches and glory, the former and the latter rain. Verse 25. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you. So this is why, he doesn't listen to sinners, it says in John 9:31. He says, now we know that God does not listen to sinners, but if any man be a worshiper of Yahweh and doeth his will, him he heareth. So if you're not listening and doing these things, he's not hearing you. 26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. So he's saying how our people are setting snares and traps for their own people. 27. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Said a lot of our people, they're just going with lies and deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. And now our people are chasing the bag. They're just running after the carnal things and the money. 28. They are waxen fat. They shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause. They call the cause of the fatherless. Yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge. And then verse 29. Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? Remember, he said in Hebrews, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. He said, I'll repay. So the Lord is going to judge his people. And from there, I'm going to go over to chapter 6. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 15 through 19. And it reads, were they ashamed when they had committed abominations? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall, at the time that I will visit them, say them, Salakia, at the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord. So the Lord is saying he's coming after all the people that do these things. This is what the Lord is saying. Verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. He's saying you need to remember those days of old. Remember the time when Moses brought us out of Egypt, when we got the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, and we were doing the things that he said. Verse 17. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. Now the Lord, he knows what's going on with everybody. He's saying that our people that are being disobedient, they're saying, we're not going to hearken to this. We're not going to hearken to the scriptures. We're going to do what all the other nations are doing in this society. Verse 18. Therefore, hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Verse 19. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. So now he's going to leave you in a reprobate mind, the ones that just continue to not want to hear him. He said he's going to leave you in that mindset. That's what he's saying here. And leave you stuck on stupid because you won't listen to him. Now I'm going to go stay in chapter 6 of Jeremiah. Jeremiah 6, and I'm going to go to verse 10. And it reads, to whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. Our people don't like the correction. That's what it is. Every time he's trying to tell you in the scriptures and correct you to do the right thing, he says we don't delight in it. He's saying our people just don't delight in it, but they should hearken to what he's saying so that things can go well for them. And from there, I'm going to go to Jeremiah chapter 5 in verse 14, and it reads, wherefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, because you speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. So this word, it tears up people's spirits. It makes them all, it does something to people. It gets deep down into the bone and the marrow, like Paul was saying in Hebrews. That's who we believe wrote the book of Hebrews. how he said that word is sharp and powerful and is sharper than any two-edged sword. So it does things to people. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to stay in the book of Jeremiah and go to chapter 2, verse 13 through 14. And it reads, "For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water." Now he's saying that they don't want to receive this word, which is the living water. And he says they can't retain it. They're like a broken cistern, like a broken underground water tank that can't hold any water. It goes in one part and then goes out the other. One ear and out the other. And then he says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?" Now he's asking, why are you so spoiled in this society? Why have you chosen to conform to the world? Why do you continue to want to do these things that these other heathens are doing? And from there, I'm going to go to verse 21, the same chapter, Jeremiah 2, 21 to 23. And it reads, "Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?" Like, how did you go off so far and become a degenerate plant? Verse 22, "For though thou wash thee with nitre, and take thee much soap, yet thine iniquity is marked before me, saith the Lord Yahweh." Because our people, they think they're getting away with something, but his eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. He sees everything. We're being recorded here. He sees everything we're doing. Verse 23, "How canst thou say, I am not polluted? I have not gone after Balaam. See thy way in the valley. Know that what thou hast done. Thou art a swift dromedary, traversing her ways." The dromedary is that two-hump camel. He's saying that's what our people are like, and just going their own way, not wanting to do the right things that he said. Remember, Yahushua said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one goes to the Father except by me." So they're going their own way, being tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. And from there, I'm going to stay in Jeremiah chapter 2, and I'm going to go down to verse 26 through 29. And it reads, "As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their princes, and their priests, and their prophets." 27, "saying to a stock, thou art my father." Now he's getting it to the people that are into the Islam, the cobblestone. "And to a stock, thou art my father," to Christianity, Salakia. They want to get into Christianity, which we know the first Christians were in Antioch. So he's saying how they get into all these false doctrines. "Thou art my father, and to a stone, the cobblestone, thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time at their trouble, they will say, Arise and save us." So the Lord has said that that's what everyone's going to be doing, is calling on him on that day. But he's not going to answer, because you didn't do the things that was pleasing in his sight. 28, But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise, if they can save thee. In the time of thy trouble, for according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah. Now he's addressing the head tribe. Said, all of you that are doing this thing, going into the wrong doctrines, call on them on that day and see if they're going to save you. Verse 29, Wherefore will you plead with me? You all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord. Because we've all sinned and come short of the glory. But some of us have come back and cried out to the Lord and repented. And now we're trying to do the things that are pleasing in his sight. That's what he's asking. And from there, I'm going to go to chapter 6 of Jeremiah and read verse 2. And it reads, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. Remember, we're married unto him. So we have to return to our first love. We got to stop doing all this stuff that's contrary and going with all the stuff these heathens are pushing in this society. Now I'm going to go to Jeremiah chapter 3. A lot of Jeremiah in this. Jeremiah 3 verse 14. And it reads, Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you. See, I was just paraphrasing what was coming, what he says. He says, I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. So he's not going to take all the people here. He's taking one of a city and two of a family. And that's why a lot of our people are not hearing it. Yahushua made that clear in the book of John 10. He said, my sheep hear my voice. I know them, and they follow me. And from there, I'm going to go to chapter 4, verse 13 through 14 of Jeremiah. And that reads, Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariot shall be as a whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled. The ones that continue doing all this stuff in this society, they're spoiled and they've conformed. But he's saying you shouldn't stay there. You need to come back to your first love because you're married to him. 14. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. Salakia. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? So he's asking a question here. And from there, I'm going to go to Isaiah 66. We're at the end of this. Isaiah 66, verse 15 through 18. It was a lot of Jeremiah, but that's where the Lord had me. That's where the Spirit led me in Jeremiah. So I wanted to bring those out. And so Isaiah 66, verse 15 through 18 reads, For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. This is how the Lord is coming. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So this is why we're blowing this trumpet, the way we blow it, because we're trying to save your souls. And verse 17, They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree, in the midst eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. The ones that are in these churches and all these other doctrines and Islam, and they're into Buddha and all this stuff, and thinking they're holier than thou, he says they're going to be consumed together, eating the pork, the crab, shrimp, lobster, and the mouse. Verse 18, he says, For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. And from there, I'm going to just jump down to verse 22 to 24 of Isaiah 66. And it says, For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. And verse 23, And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. This is talking about in the kingdom. Everybody's going to have to do it. They ain't going to have no choice in the matter. Verse 24, And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. So this is after he destroys all the 2/3 of our people in those heathens. The ones that are saved are going to look upon the carcasses of all the people that he destroyed, and they're going to be hated. That's what abhor means. They're going to be hated because everybody's going to know they were the ones that were sinning. And with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.